Hello students, today we are going to take up a very interesting topic, that is creative non-fiction, and we are going to talk about what is creative non-fiction, what are the various types of creative non-fiction, and also how does this creative non-fiction differ from traditional non-fiction. But before starting, I have got a very simple question for you. Can you think of various types of non-fiction that you have actually encountered in your daily lives? These may be news articles, science journals, or biographies. Now, these type of non-fiction actually state facts, and in a way they are quite dull and insipid. But if we do something to this type of non-fiction, think about it. What happens when real life facts are told with the flair of a story? Yes, they become quite creative, hence the term creative non-fiction. So just to recap, non-fiction gives us the truth, whereas creative non-fiction brings that truth to life, makes it more engaging and more lively. Now let's have a look at the definition of this creative non-fiction first. It's a genre that combines factual accuracy, that is intact, along with some literary techniques. Also, it tells true stories. Mind you, we have true, not fictional stories in a very compelling and creative way. Also, unlike traditional non-fiction, creative non-fiction uses vivid description, storytelling, and some reflection. So let's talk in detail about the distinction between these two types, that is traditional non-fiction and creative non-fiction. First of all, creative non-fiction actually brings facts to life with vivid descriptions, storytelling, and reflection. On the other hand, traditional non-fiction aims to convey factual information or maybe some arguments in a very clear, straightforward manner. Creative non-fiction maintains the accuracy, also the truthfulness, while allowing space for some creativity and also personal voice. On the other hand, traditional non-fiction generally lacks extensive descriptions, language, character development, and even narrative elements. And if we have a look at the examples, we have memoirs, travel writing, personal essays, and food writing under creative non-fiction. And in traditional non-fiction, we have scientific research papers, police reports, and biographies. Now, the question arises, why do authors write creative non-fiction? First, they write to share their personal experiences, for example, memoirs, and even the personal essays to explore and reflect on life. Secondly, to tell true stories. The catchword is true stories creatively, using narrative techniques to capture real events. And third, to engage and also inform the audience, making complex topics interesting, engaging, and more relatable. Now, what are the various types of creative non-fiction? First, we have memoirs and autobiographies, personal essays, narrative journalism, and finally, travel writing. And now, I have got some practice questions for you. You have to read and identify the type of creative non-fiction. Let's start with excerpt 1. I was 10 years old when my father took me on my first hunting trip. We drove for hours into the thick woods of northern Michigan, the silence between us only broken by the hum of the truck's engine and the occasional chirp of a bird. I remember the weight of the rifle in my hands, the smell of the damp earth, and the way my father's hand felt on my shoulder when I hesitated to take the shot. So now, when you analyze this excerpt, we find that it is a personal essay. Also, it may be a memoir, as the writer is sharing his personal memory here. I hope you found the first excerpt interesting. Now, let's try the second excerpt and identify the type of CNF. The journey through the Himalayas was as treacherous as it was breathtaking. Each step forward brought us closer to the heavens, but also deeper into the unforgiving cold. The Sherpas, seasoned by years of experience, moved with an ease that belied the dangers lurking in the snow-covered passes. I, on the other hand, felt every ounce of the altitude pressing down on my lungs, each breath a laborious effort. Yet, the sight of the sun rising over the peaks, casting a golden glow on the world below, made every hardship worthwhile. So it's quite evident that this is an example of travel writing. Now students, we have discussed two types of excerpt and also identified the type of creative non-fiction. And now is the most fascinating aspect of the video, task time. You have to read this excerpt and identify the type of creative non-fiction. I hope students, you enjoyed the video and you would be able to attempt this question easily. In the coming video, we are going to discuss at length each type of creative non-fiction. So see you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.